Okay, let me just prepare everything for the presentation, the Facebook Live today. So thank you everyone for joining. Everyone that are new to my group, just thanks for joining, and I'm excited about your questions, and just send me a private message or put it under discussion on the page or under the post that I'm posting in the group. But for those of you that you don't know me, my name is Tjasa. I am a medicine woman, mentor, counselor, and healer. And for today's presentation, if you have any questions, please put it in the comments as well. I'm going to be talking about the growth process. It was guided to talk about this, but with this, I thought that I'm going to be talking about totally different things, but my guides really wanted me to just put out there some shadow parts that are really healing, transforming, balancing right now. So we are going to really look into that as well. So the process of growth actually never ends, never stops. We are always growing, evolving. There is always something new that we can discover, that we can explore, parts of ourselves, just this world around us. So this process is actually never stopping. We can stop that because we are in the comfort zone, or maybe we are stuck in something. But yeah, we came here on earth to grow and to learn, to explore, to experience new things, like experience this physical reality. Okay, just one picture in the beginning. So growth, expansion, awakening, and healing. What is really needed in this process, and we can see that the year of 2020 it's a year of growth and change for sure. So what is really important with that, many people unground themselves, and I was talking about those things also in my previous Facebook Live, so I'm not gonna go so much into that. So what is important is that we are aware, that we are grounded, that we are present, that we are in the moment, and that we see what is going on, that we are exploring, seeing how we are reacting, how our body is reacting to the growth, to the change. And what I can say, on the earth, like, it's really programmed, like the change is something scary, and most of people are really resisting change and are holding to old things, old ways, because they are familiar. When we are in this time of growing and evolving, it's really important that we are vulnerable and that we are open into our hearts, and that we have our open mind, that we are open-minded, open-hearted, because this is allowing us to see different and maybe better. Of course, we are seeking for better opportunities, possibilities in our lives. So feeling things, seeing and being aware how we are reacting is really important, and in order to do the change, it's important also that we do things differently. And like I said in the beginning, it is really programmed that change is something bad, and many people are afraid of it. But actually, everything is changing all the time. We are changing all the time. We are also getting older. We are getting new experiences, meeting new people, and all of that. So also in the universe, everything is moving all the time. The earth is also moving all the time. Like, look at the nature, everything is changing all the time. So we are nothing special with that. So what our problem is that we are out of alignment with ourselves and with nature and this natural flow. um, so yeah, in this process what is also really important is understanding, and I'm gonna go to these specific points also through this presentation. So understanding is also really important, and support is also one of the things that matters. Supporting ourselves, and maybe also seek for support if we needed it. So, like I said, change, and like I said and repeated it many times, and I'm gonna repeat it again. It is really programmed in our society that change is something bad. But it's actually really exciting, because it would be kind of boring if everything stays the same all the time, if we stay the same all the time. So everything is alive, we are alive, so allow ourselves that, not that we are maybe dead inside and are not allowing us, because of different fears, because of different programs, to really experience this life and experience this reality. So what I was guided also to give you an example here with a change was the body change, because like we are experiencing change internally and externally, in and are also are responding to the change that is going on in our environment. So yeah, but what I was guided to mention here is puberty and pregnancy, where when our body is really changing. And puberty, like we all go through this process, the same men and the same women. So what I wanted to point out here is how much we are judging this process, how much we are judging ourselves, and how much we are judging other people when they are in the process of change and when they are not perfect. Maybe they are crawling, they are just that it can be intense. Change can be intense for sure. So just know that it goes vice versa. When we change internally, things are gonna change also in our outside world, and like I said, vice versa. So yeah, I mentioned judgment, and how much we are maybe judging ourselves and others, and how much we maybe have these expectations, how things should be, how we should be, and how we are then putting pressure on ourselves, how much we are strict with ourselves. And we, for example, expect from ourselves that we are already on the goal, and that's not possible, you know. Like, we need time, and with time we are learning and we are growing and we are developing. So that's a process. Change is a process. Growth is a process, and it doesn't happen through the night. So in this process, like, what is also really coming up a lot for people is doubt and worry. And of course doubting themselves because something is changing. For example, that's why I gave you those two examples, and puberty that we all went through, like how many doubts were then coming up to the surface, because so much changes are happening on our body, and then we are feeling like, what is going on, like so then we maybe have like especially doubts about how we look in this example, and of course doubts can be on all the aspects and areas of our life. Doubts with ourselves, with what we are feeling, with what we are experiencing. Is that true? Is that okay? Is this right? Like, we have all those different questions. So another thing is worrying, and in this time of change we are then worrying, are we going to be accepted maybe if we change? Are they going to approve what we are doing, what we are becoming? And I talked about that many times, about acceptance and approval, and if of course it starts with ourselves, and with ourselves accepting different parts of us. And yeah, like I was talking about this in previous Facebook lives, different aspects of that before, but here I'm just mentioning it about this worry. Are you good enough? Is everything okay? Are you responding okay? And all of that stuff. So because of that, because we have all this pressure, because we have all these expectations and all those things going on for us in the time of change, many people just put the defenses on, and they have, many of them, they have like these defensive mechanisms. Like one of them is like, I'm strong, like nothing can kill me and all of that stuff. And we have all these expectations, like you have to be strong, for example, and something really hard happens for us, and then we are not allowing ourselves to actually feel what is going on, to actually experience what is there, like see it, experience it. So because of that, because of these expectations, because of this pressure, we put like this facade on. We put all this pretense, and with this, many times we also convince ourselves that everything is okay. So I had this experience not long ago, here in Bali, with one of the people that I was doing healing for them, and they were always, this person was always saying, it's okay, I'm gonna be okay. So that's kind of like comforting, and I show to that person, like a baby, like it's okay, everything is gonna be okay, don't worry. But of course, that is okay that we are giving ourselves support like that, but not that we are convincing ourselves that everything is okay, and it actually is not. And by that, we are then also suppressing things, suppressing our emotions, suppressing things that are inside of us. And this is actually blocking the process, blocking the process of growth, blocking the process of change. And this is not allowing us to develop, to expand. And then we are in this cycle over and over again. And because of this, like fears, are they gonna judge us? Are they gonna accept us? Are they gonna approve of us? Then we are in this loop, and we are not allowing ourselves to feel what we are feeling and to be who we are, to just like be authentic and just do whatever it is there that we feel that is right. So it is also really important in this process and in this change, in this growth process, to really believe in our and trust in our gifts. And it's like a reminder, don't forget who you are, don't forget that everything is already inside of you, that you have all the answers. So the time of growth and the time of change, this is the most important time that we really support ourselves. For example, I have people that they come to my meditations, and it's funny, they come to meditations when they are okay. But we need meditations, and different meditation is just an example, different techniques to support ourselves, different ways to support ourselves, especially when we are in the time of change and when we are in the time of growth. So with that being said, also know that things are happening for you and that they are not happening to you, that nobody wants something bad for you. The universe doesn't want something bad for you, and if something is happening, it's happening for a reason. It is teaching you something. I'm sorry for the noise. It is teaching you something, it is showing you something. So that's why awareness and being grounded is so important, and being present and being also a witness, not that we take everything really personally and then we are just reacting to everything that is going on, like from our emotions, but that we are aware, that we are grounded, that we feel our emotions and that we breathe them through, that we see them, and that we are this pillar for ourselves, that we are these parents to ourselves, so that we are giving this support to ourselves. So it is really important in the time of change to stay open, to surrender, and humility as well is very important. I'm gonna go there. And like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm gonna be talking about these shadowy aspects. And here, for sure, one of the most important thing is like feeling not good enough, feeling not worthy enough. And that's why, because people are doubting so much in themselves, in what they are feeling, in what they are experiencing, then they are taking everything on themselves. So what was really important message from my guides at this time was that when you are taking everything on yourself, it's like you would curse yourself, because it's like you are saying to yourself, something is wrong with me. So it's like you are always saying, and this is like a message on the subconscious mind, like subconscious level, like there is something wrong with me about everything that is going on. So you're not considering other options. You're not, for example, like somebody is not in a good mood and you think that it's because of you. Like so much is going on for everyone right now, so not everything is just because of you. So this is really like coming from the wound and coming from our ego and like really wounded self. So I'm talking about this because I want you to recognize that and to just know when this part of yourself is running. So because when you are in doubts, when you are always just worrying about what will happen, what will they say, like when you are not believing and being grounded, when you are not believing in what you feel, what you're experiencing, in the messages that you are getting, in what your truth is, this is when you take everything on. And then you are like I also chose this picture here, like holding all these burdens, like from all the people around you. And then you are also transforming things and working on things that are not originally yours. And this comes from this wound that there is something wrong with you. So like I said, you then always think that there is something wrong with you, that you did something wrong, that you have to change, that something in you have to fix. So this is like really negative approach to yourself and really strict approach to yourself, and you're always adjusting yourself, always changing yourself. But from this point, from this negative point, that there is something wrong with you, because it's different if we see what is going on and we accept it, we understand it, where is it coming from, why we are reacting the way we are reacting, and then seeing that this is not serving us, and because of that, from love towards ourselves, because it is not serving us, it is not supporting us, that's why change it. So it's totally different perspective, changing things because you are wrong, something is wrong with you, or changing things because it's not supporting you, because it's not, in alignment with love. So you have like alignment with fear and you have alignment with love. So I wanted to talk about this aspect of changing and how painful that is, that you're always changing because of others, because of your surroundings, because there is something wrong with you. And this is a huge blockage then also for your abundance. And I really wanted to put that out. And I know that the word curse yourself is kind of harsh, and I already talked about it in my previous Facebook Live, like last week, which you can also watch, and it's going into different aspects of it. But yeah, I really want you to look into that, and that you are not taking responsibility for everything on yourself, responsibility for other people's emotions, for responsibility for other people. And of course, if you are just having responsibility for everyone, you can't take responsibility for yourself. Many times it happens like this. So it's total unbalance, and it's really happening for a lot of people. Okay. So I was mentioning the ego part, the wounded self, and I want to speak here especially about this self-destruction. And again, coming from this victim mode, like really approaching to whatever is going on for you dramatically, and creating also trauma for yourself, because it's your response to something that happened that matters. So here, for example, a lot of people are asking themselves, why me? Why is it happening to me? What is wrong with me? And that the consequence of that is struggle, and frustration. And also what I wanted to mention here, and I wanted to suggest you as well to, of course, if it calls you, to watch the documentary called Social Dilemma, and it's talking about Facebook, Instagram, and our world that we are living, and technology, and how it is affecting us. But why am I mentioning this here? Because like this whole concept is made on like gaining money from us, and we are the byproduct. But I'm not gonna go into that. Like, you can watch the documentary. And what I wanted to mention here is was a really strong message, because like people are thinking that push and pull, and I'm gonna explain a little bit more about it, that's love, but it's not. So you have to always prove yourself that you are worthy, and then you're gonna receive love, and it's conditional. And it's like in a relationship like that. So you are just proving to each other, like, are you worthy or are you not, and competing and all of that stuff. And then like this is really just coming from ego, and having these ego games between each other, and not really coming from love, and really accepting ourselves and accepting others. So yeah, just be aware of this push and pull. And I'm gonna mention here just about like all these for example, like Facebook and Instagram, like everything is based on money. So we are not considering and receiving money from it, and we are not considering also the psychology part, and how this is affecting how this is affecting us, how this is affecting other people, like just seeing all that, being exposed to all those energies, how this is affecting our auric field. And I'm talking about this because this is creating a lot of insecurities for people, and also non-acceptance. So I really want you to look into that, and see how you maybe feel after you're using Facebook, or after you're watching all those things, how your energy changes with that, because this is this shadow part, and this is like a lot of distractions there, and this is also one of the blocks of your growth process, of your change. Because with what is going on, we can just be on all this different media, like using different media, or just reading different things, distracting ourselves, and things are just going by, like you're not really going into themselves. And I'm not saying it's really good that we know what is going on, because this is then allowing us to create our own opinion, and really to check what is our truth, what we feel with all of that. But this is not the topic. Like, I'm talking about the growth process here, and I wanted to really mention this aspect, because like all the energies that we are exposed to are affecting us, and are affecting our change. Like I said, internal change, external change, and to these things we are reacting, if we are aware of it or not. So here I wanted also to mention, I said I'm gonna mention different shadow parts because it was guided this way. So then, because of all those things, and this is happening for many people totally unconsciously, and I'm mentioning those things here, and everyone can say, oh no, I don't feel that, this is not resonating for me. But really, I encourage you to really see how much are you judging yourself, how much are you judging others, how much are you comparing with others, how much are you competing with others. And this can really be totally subconscious, totally from fear, totally unaware. And then because you are acting from your ego, you're then just doing things to prove yourself, to prove that you're good enough, that you are worthy enough, that there is nothing wrong with you. So I was mentioning the social media part here because like people think that if they don't get enough likes, that then they are not good enough, they are not worthy enough. And this is the aspect and the reason why I was even mentioning this. Okay, so what I would like to mention here as well is that every path is different, everyone is different, and what can be true for me and what can be good for me, it's not good for you. And that's why comparing and competing is so unnecessary. It is not, it's just like because of that you're just going disconnecting more from yourself and going away from what you came here to do. So let's go further, maybe you're then gonna understand. And yeah, another shadowy part that I want to mention here is because of all those wounds, a lot of people then want things their way and only their way. And yeah, it's about wrong and right, good and bad, and this happens especially in relationships. So they want things in specific way, in certain way, and this is stemming of course from childhood because they wanted us to be specific way. So if something was different, which is also connected with the change and with the growth, it was not okay. So they and again this is happening unaware for our parents, so no judgment here. And yeah, again, just know that this means that you are not accepting things as they are, that you are not accepting people as they are, that you are not accepting you as you are. So then if you don't get things done the way you imagined them, or if the relationship, and I wanted to mention the relationship part here as well, if the relationship is not going into the direction that you imagined it to go, then you feel again that there is something wrong with you. Like, why are you not having those things in life? And you're comparing yourself, like, why are other people having this in life and I'm not having it, So I would really like you to look into that, being aware of that, and like see those aspects of yourself and this part, this wounded ego part, because this is really supported right now to heal, to let it go, and allowing yourself to really step forward, like to really express yourself, being authentic self. Like I said before, just to repeat again, it's not about changing and fixing yourself and other people, but it's about seeing things as they are, accepting them as they are, and then if this is not serving you, if it's not supporting you, then decide what are you going to do with it. Another aspect here that I wanted to mention is anger. Anger on yourself, anger on life, because things are not the way you imagined it. And again, this is ego part. So change doesn't involve manipulation. and manipulating things the way you'd wanted them to be. So, like I mentioned, manipulation, deceiving, emotional blackmail, again, this is coming from this part that I'm mentioning, and we are talking again about the shadow part, like coming from wounds, coming from fears, because we had bad experiences in the past. So that's why communication, expression, and honesty, being straightforward, being direct, is so important in relationships. But because we are afraid to be ourselves, because we are afraid, are we gonna be accepted or not? Because of that, we are then adjusting ourselves because we want to be accepted, we want to be loved, we want to get the approval, and if we don't get it, because we are afraid to express what we need in the healing, or we are afraid that if we are gonna say what we feel, that we are gonna be judged. That's why we then, and a lot of people, emotionally blackmail or manipulate that they get what they want. So I really want you to look into this emotional blackmail part. And like I said, most of people, they are doing this subconsciously from wounds, and because they believe that if they will express themselves and if they will tell what they need, they are not gonna get it. And I'm repeating this aspect like through three, but in different ways, and with what is connected. I think in 3 Facebook Lives now, and it's really important right now. The sessions that I was having, like almost everyone that was coming to my sessions were like having this problem, or that was writing me or sending me an email, was going through this. And that's why I'm guided also to really explain and just share with you also what I shared with them, and what we realized in our sessions, in our healings. So what I wanted to mention here as well, and I think it's really important, because like there is so much manipulation in the world that we are living, especially through these applications that I said, Facebook, Instagram, through internet. Um, it's not about finding the way to manipulate and get things, but it's about co-creating with the universe what feels right, like what co-creating in the highest good, and knowing if things are not happening, you have to, for example, look into yourself. Are there blockages? Maybe even that's not for you, but it's not about manipulation. And I'm mentioning here because also in the spiritual community you have a lot of people sharing manipulation techniques and all different techniques how to manipulate things in life. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, and I also wrote it down. In this way, you're not gonna be happy, because you will know that you just got that, you get this in your life because you manipulated it. So you are, for example, in a relationship with this person because you manipulated that, or you got from that person because you manipulated that. But we all seek love, we all seek acceptance. So if we express ourselves and if we actually say what we need, then we give this chance to get that to ourselves. And also we open up these doors, and when we open up, other people around us also open up. They are not so closed up anymore. So I really wanted to stress that part as well, how the manipulation, it's normal for everyone, is so normal, for this society is totally normal, but this is not making anyone happy, and that's why I really wanted to share this here. And also Here, what I can say, when you are manipulating others and convincing others, deceiving others, you're also convincing yourself and convincing. But sometimes something inside of you doesn't feel right, and you cannot be happy. You can be happy for that moment, but it's like you always have to push and pull. And if you're not gonna manipulate, and if you're not gonna be in this control all the time, you're not gonna get it. And what is this? Like, these are just power games. So we don't want, I don't think, and I believe that we don't want that kind of relationships in our life, and that really doesn't involve growth, because growing, it is going with the flow, listening to yourself, to your body. What does this say? Why the things are, understanding why the things are happening the way they are happening, changing things from love because they are not supporting you. So this is, like, really doing the change. Not that you're manipulating yourself and others and building this self-image of yourself, who you are, or like, what do you do and all of that things, because you don't need to do that. You just have to be. Okay, I wanted to mention here that when the wounds are open up, and I'm mentioning this here because in the time of change and in the time of growth, that involves like going through some wounds, changing some things, facing some things. So this is a time when our mind could be really going crazy, could be having all these different stories. And this is happening because it tries to protect you. But also, with all that, it's really important to understand how your mind is working, why your mind is responding the way it is responding, being aware, being aware of what is going on. Because when your mind is going crazy, this is mostly when you unground yourself. So really be aware when you do that, when you are not grounded, when you are not feeling, when you are not open-hearted, open-minded. So when you're not actually accepting what is going on, when you're just rejecting it, suppressing it, judging it, and just want it to go away. Judging the person that is opening that for you, the situation, everything. And of course, that means judging your wounds. Because like I said in the beginning, like, we have to be perfect, and when the change is happening, and most of people expect themselves to know what they have to do, but it's a process. So one of the messages that was really stressed out here by my guides as well was that it is okay if you don't like or feel good about something, about someone. You don't have to judge yourself for that, and we are different, and our frequency is different, and we are not compatible with everything. So just be aware of that, because like, we expect from ourselves that we are gonna be liked and accepted and approved by everyone, but this is just not the way the things are happening in this universe. And this diversity, like, this is the magic. So just be aware of that, and don't judge yourself if you're not liking something, if you're not liking someone. Just be honest with yourself, see why it is that way, and just like look into that, accept that. Because if something, if your body is reacting to something, it is reacting for a reason. So something is opening up, and of course we have to look into it. So, like I said in the beginning, one of the really important things and parts of the process of growth is understanding what is going on. Understanding what, for example, a specific person, a specific situation opened up for us. understanding ourselves, like why things are that way. And with all that, we have to understand our process as well, how we are acting, reacting in different parts of the process, understanding what is going on for us, are understanding our body, like, and different organs, why, for example, they are freaking out in a specific situation. I've been really noticing that with people, like a lot is going on spleen, on liver, on your heart, chest area as well. A lot is clearing, so that's normal. And kidneys, of course, are also the part that is very active. But with the shadow part that I'm mentioning, also the lower part of your back, a lot can be happening there as well. So don't just judge yourself, and don't judge your process, the process of change. Okay, what is also really important is letting go, letting go of control. Because we cannot control the process. The thing is about being aware and about seeing what is going on for us, and letting go all those aspects that I wrote down here: pressure, acceptance, strictness, neediness, comparing, competing, doubt, worry. So just really being a witness. That's really important in the process of change, because this will allow you also in time to enjoy the process. I can tell you, like, my guides are really showing me like how much I am in the center because of the work that I've done. And even when something puts me out of the center, when I meditate, when I look into it, it's like this: I'm in the center again. Like, so with that being said, like, just to see that everything is really happening for my highest good, for your highest good, and seeing why is it happening, what is this teaching me. And like just 2 days ago I had this experience, and I'm also like getting a lot of messages through my dreams, and I was like going through it, looking into it, and it was just like my energy like was really down, like all of a sudden, like really, because I was exposed to this low frequency vibe. And I was like, oh my God, like, oh, this is happening again. So, I was reacting. So, because I am really empathic and I can feel a lot. So, the thing was just like, no, to be grounded, see what is going on. Oh, this is why this is happening. Like, this is what the universe is giving me the chance to rewrite. So just like meditating for a little bit, like communicating with my guides, just listening to my body and just listening to my inner wisdom, to my soul, my higher self, what it has to say with this situation, it really allowed me to rewrite everything. So the thing that is also really important is in this process of growth and change is acceptance and compassion. So be more kind and loving and friendly with yourself, because like I mentioned, the shadow part, like people are just self-destructive, judging, strict, wanting perfection from themselves, wanting them to be on their goal. But it's just not the way it works, and this is just like prolonging the process of growth. So also another thing that is really important, having this unconditional faith and trust in yourself, in the universe, in other people, that things are happening for a reason. Because in the end, when you see things from a higher perspective, you can just say thank you. You know, in my specific case that I mentioned, it is connected with one of my biggest lessons, and it's just like magic, you know. And of course, because of this program, my body at first was reacting, oh my god, I have to go through this process again. But the magic of this is in the process of learning that when you know all these aspects, it is just like the universe is asking you, do you still want to do things the same? And you're like, no, you know, and you get the chance to rewrite it. So yeah, just know that, and really be open in your heart, allow yourself to receive the necessary information, receive the healing, you know, because the most challenging part here is to stay open for many people, you know, because when pain opens up, but that's the magic, like this is gonna be happening for us, and if we have held that pain inside for a long time, if we had like all these similar experiences connected with that, in this lifetime and maybe even in past lifetimes, of course it takes time to let go of all that. We cannot do it like this, you know. But it is really, like I said, it is really supported right now to let it go, and we can let it go quicker than ever before. Um, so just be aware of that, and just know that this process is going to be shorter every time. And when you know yourself, you know in a specific part of your journey what you need, and that's this magic, you know, like you see what you need, and everything is then changing, transforming quicker. Because like for example, even for the if we observe nature, if we see the trees, they are not resisting, you know, for the leaves to just fall down, you know. It just happens naturally. So just allow yourself to be in this flow and to really see that it's magical how everything is created, how we have this chance now to really grow, to really develop, to really awaken, every one of us, like to really reconnect with ourselves and different parts of ourselves. Another thing that is really important, we are the human beings, we need connections. So support is also really important, and sharing your story, like I'm sharing my story with you, it helps. You know that you are not alone, and you know that you are not the only one going through similar things. So just share your story. Talk about it, write about it, meditate on it, and support yourself. Support yourself with enough water if you're going through emotional stuff. Support yourself with body movement, because this is how we are moving our energy as well, because emotions is energy in motion. So sometimes we just have to go on a walk, we just have to do a workout, and we can do it also with intention, and things are going to change, things are going to move. So sometimes we have to we can help with this movement, with this change, and this is how we are supporting ourselves here. We can sing, we can dance, and immediately change the energy. So seek for help and ask for help when you need it. Ask for support when you need it. It doesn't mean that you're weak. Another part that is really important with the process of growth and change is surrender and humility. And why? Because we are entering into something totally unknown. We are entering into the field that we don't know anything about. So, you know, we need to open up our mind to see new perspectives, to see new ways. Because if we don't do that, you know, we cannot do the change. we can just repeat things over and over again, and of course, and then we are angry and everything that, and then we are judging our process, we are judging people, we go to the wounds, we go to the this ego self. So just, and we are fighting all the time, fighting with ourselves, with others. So just be aware of that and grow up. You know, we are not kids anymore. Being a victim, it's connected with also being a kid and not taking total responsibility for yourself and for your life. So be surrendering to the flow and to be really being humble also means to go with the flow and to see if the universe is bringing us a certain and a specific situation, person, it is bringing us this for a reason. And just to be there with that flow, go with that flow, being aware and see what is going on. See what is going on. Being aware, okay, this is the same what was happening before. Why is this happening? How can I change that? How can I do this differently? And really actively doing the change. So it is important to be open in order to see different opportunities, not just A, B, and C. See possibility, because it's like actually really there are unlimited possibilities for you. So this is gonna help you to stop this unnecessary suffering, because suffering comes because of fighting with yourself, why you are not the way you expect yourself to be, or other people expect you to be. You are fighting with what you're feeling. You're just fighting with the truth, and with that intention, I did my last meditation, and I'm offering a recording of it in English and in Slovenian, to really step out of this cycle. And this is a karmic cycle. This is a cycle that we are repeating over and over again for lifetimes. It is a program, and this is like what our parents were doing, what our ancestors were doing, and that's why I'm repeating this like over and over again in so many different ways, connecting it with so many different aspects, because it's so important for us to really step out of this. And the meditation that I am preparing for the next week is actually exactly about support in the process of growth, and to really let go of all these programs that I was mentioning, all these shadow parts, all this judgment, all of that, and to rewrite that, because change is beautiful. Like look at the butterfly, how like you can see also with all these bad experiences that you see them bad, that they are bad, how much you have learned, how much you have grown, all the blessings that you got with that, and with the biggest challenges, we also get the biggest blessings in our life. So just be, like I said, aware of that. And know that everything is a part of a divine plan, and it is tailored especially for you. So what is happening right now, and I can tell you because I am writing the guide for next year, the planner that also next year is going to be really really interesting. But do the work with understanding yourself better. We need people that are gonna help other people also in this change, and that's why this is so important, understanding, because this is how we are gonna then be able to really step on the path of our mission, of our purpose, and do what we came here to do. So all these challenges, all these people that are entering our life for a reason, and so don't fight it, don't judge yourself for that, don't judge them. There is something for you to learn. If this is repeating, if this is happening, that is something for you to learn, and be aware of that. And when you will learn this, when you will actually change internally, the things are gonna change also externally for you. So you can bring this change. You are the catalyst for this change. Know that. Do the necessary work for that. Um, so yeah, I really want to thank you for joining me in this Facebook Live, that you are growing with me, that you are looking in these aspects of yourself with me, that you are self-reflecting. I suggest you to journal about everything that I'm saying, to really maybe look into the part of the judgment. Where are you judging yourself in your life? Where are you judging other people, especially in the time of change? I'm just gonna look into if there is some. Okay, okay. Hey Daya, there is no questions. So yeah, just thank you for joining. I appreciate all your donations as well, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.